Ada.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Alrighty, it's Wednesday, the 13th day of September. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, and Linders. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Sherry Vanderpoo, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Folks, if you could see me in the last minute, Jocelyn, to I was having some technical difficulties, right? You should have seen me. Sherry, did you see me? Oh, you're on mute, so we can't hear you, thankfully. Oh, she unmuted herself, then put herself back on mute. So we like that. How you doing?
I saying looking all contorted and all of that kind of stuff. I was like, what is going on with him?
Yeah. So what was happening, Sherry, is that I'm got some shorts going on because, like an irresponsible child, right? A 42-year-old child, I was hooked up to the, audio and the thing, and what happened was that, you know how you get up and you forget that something's on your head, and you pull and you yank a cord. Well, yeah, let's just say there's some cord damage, and so I was not able to really hear or come through. And I think you would have appreciated that, Sister Sherry, not being able to hear me.
I would have, but it seems like age is setting in already, and it's only been a day. But yeah. Oh, wow. But that's what was going on. Okay, no worries.
Wow.
I thought you would have been able to kind of just slip them underneath your feet since they weren't touched the ground, but you found a way to get down there, and this is what happens. But anyway, welcome back, Sherry. Welcome back. Jamal, you had a birthday yesterday. So exciting. Yeah. I love birthdays. You know that. I even said something nice to you on camera. And let me tell you, had to do this video, right? And me and the wig, right? So took the wig off, forgot to do the video. I was like, Maya, I'm gonna put the wig back on to, a whole Sherry moment. But I got it done. That's all that matters.
Oh. all of that. I mean,
yes.
I don't know why, Kathy. I mean, good to see her. Why? I mean, did you not hear this? Like Auntie Karen, did you not hear this abuse?
Jamal, I had my wig off and put it back on to do something for you. Ask any woman. That's major. That's love. That's love.
Well, what can I say? I've got that effect on people,
Just that one time.
Yeah. I mean, Sean, it's all good. You could take her side. It's all good. I think I'm a big boy. I'm almost her age. So
No, you got a little ways to catch up, and that's fine. But I still look your age.
Yeah. What's my age, Sherry?
42.
How old are you?
49.
I was told I shouldn't ask a woman her age. Is that true?
For some women, I'm fine with it. I don't look 49, so I'm good. I look your age. And if you're
Yep.
trying to look mine, then that's I don't know what you want to do with that. But yeah,
We have
I look age.
yeah. What's this? That's like putting a bra back on. What is?
Yeah, she's talking about my wig. Like if for a woman, once you take your bra off for the night, we're not going nowhere, Jamal. You take your wig off, like that's a whole situation. And I'm glad Adeline popped up because it's her birthday today too, Jamal.
Happy birthday, sister. You know what? Let's get a little bit. You got
Happy
your song.
birthday, heads.
Bang. All right. Drinks on her today. Heineken Zero at the bar for me. What you having, Sherry?
A lemon drop martini.
Lemon drop martini. That sounds difficult. Why can't you just get like something with one thing?
Difficult.
Let's get a little wine.
Lemon.
Anyway.
I did go to a vineyard on Saturday, so yeah.
Somebody's living the life out in the country. Anyway, greetings, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Gina Spence of House of Isis on to discuss her. You know what I found out? We're neighbors.
I was say, are you cousins?
Probably that too. But no, we're neighbors, man. She's down in South Florida. I'm in South Florida. So yeah, Sherry, a fellow Bermudians in the space,
I'm excited. I just found out about her Instagram like this weekend. So when I found out she's coming on the show, I was super, super excited. I was like, the stars have aligned.
So are you going to replace the wigs with the locks?
Not locks. I do have natural going on under here, but not locks.
Okay. All right. just asking. Folks, the Daily Players music today. Sherry and the rest of them, they get real arrogant with music and they never get it right. So we'll see what she's got for us today. All right. Don't forget to subscribe on the website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on and help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Sherry, real quickly before we get into today's topic, I had a barber appointment, get the beard done on Monday, right? And I forgot about it. And I didn't remember until the evening. And I felt so bad because, this is a barber's money. You don't just show up and miss appointments. So anyway, yesterday, they bought me some like cupcakes at work yesterday. And so
you are loved.
Yeah, whatever. So they bought me this, right? And so I just said, you know what? I'm going barbershop, chat shop. And I took them. I'm thinking, nah, these guys are in the gym, they work out. They like, yeah. There's cupcakes, man. they didn't last. I mean, they
were like cheat days.
Yeah, you take food like that in a barbershop full of men. I'm like, okay, fellas. And my thought, I was just gonna give them away, and outside of the barbershop. But I was happy they were happy. And yes, thank you. I said last year that I wasn't gonna do DoorDash anymore, and then my birthday came and they got me a DoorDash card. This year, I said I'm not doing Amazon anymore, and got me an Amazon card. And it's just like, how am I supposed to change my life if people are continuously, encouraging my habits, right?
Well, no, the DoorDash card doesn't mean that you have to get, your favorite French fries and all that kind of stuff, Jamal. You can't order a salad. And Amazon, it just depends on what you decide to purchase. You can even get groceries on Amazon, right? So,
see, you're speaking like a responsible adult, Sherry.
I try.
Yeah.
What happens when you get closer to 50? So, you got a little ways. Don't worry.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the audience. Charles has a wig, Sherry. I did not know. Sherry,
yes. This is called a headband wig, Charles. So this is my hair. This is the wig part, the headband.
Okay. All right.
School you today. We're going to school you on some hair today.
Ebony Sue's schooling me too. She says, come through, Aunt Gina. House of Isis is for the, I think she said means for more than locks and hair or for locks and hair. Okay. Yes, I got you. All right. So Nana Pam, How you doing? Good to see you, Sherry, and happy birthday, Hadley. Hadley is getting some birthday shout outs. Another September sister. What? Let me just say this before we get into today's topic, because we're going long right now. It's so many September babies, right? Like so many, and I'm okay sharing my month. I'm good with that. But it just makes you wonder what was really going on during the holidays. Like we're the parents, like, okay, kids, go play with your gifts. Mommy and the daddy got to give mommy her gift now. Like what was really going on? I know this is PG. I know it's a morning show, but I'm just, yeah.
Happy times, Jamal.
Yeah. So anyway,
brings for last longing memories.
Yeah. And let's be honest, Bermuda's not that cool to use that as an excuse, folks. It's not. Yeah. August and September, absolutely. August and September. I guess we're the babies that we made it a very good holiday. Let's say that. How's that?
Okay, carry on.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk something today. So I on our Instagram, there was a picture on. A question on the story. After yesterday's conversation about what should be done with school buildings that are now closed, right? Great ideas. But what I realized, Sherry, I don't know if you got it, and many in the audience realize, Bermudians have a soft spot for social programs. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of things for seniors. There was a lot for homeless. There was a lot for helping artists. There was a lot for children, people with disabilities, right? And so I think it's a good time, regardless of your political ideology, to have the conversation and ask, what's a social program that could be introduced to immediately help Bermudians? Like what we tend to always think social programs when we're asking like what our needs are from government. So what's a social program for you? Like for me, I would like to think that homeless wouldn't be a social program. The way my mind works is I don't want us to be giving homeless people anything. I want us to create opportunities for homeless people to give themselves, those who actually want to and have the desire not to be homeless, those who may not be suffering from additional challenges. I want to empower them, right? So for me, I would love to think that we need to create legislation and policies and programs that are going to empower them. It's like the backpack giveaways, right? You know how I can't stand them, Sherry, right? The idea is, let's get out in front and in the news and look charitable and give some backpacks. Number one, you're killing your economy when you do that, because there are people on the side of the streets hustling, trying to sell backpacks to make a living. There are stewards that sell that stuff, trying to make a living and pay employees, right? So that's one thing. You're killing your economy. Number two, because chances are you're not buying them from within the economy. Number two is, if you're giving someone, and I say this all the time, if you're giving someone a backpack today, and next year this time they're still in need of a backpack, then you really have done nothing to help them, but you've done something to help yourself.
But the question is still in need, right? And I feel like at times that we aren't in need and we just want and we take because we just want to have more. So some of that may be true, Jamal, and some of it very well may not be. We just want. And let's get, it's free, right? So what we want, hey, let's get that free stuff, but we may not need it. And so how do we separate who is actually in need and who actually is just wanting? Because I've seen people take 4 or 5 backpacks and then have one child.
Sherry, I remember I was working Hot 107.5 and a colleague of mine saw someone come around there for some of the stuff we were giving away for back to school. And that colleague said to me, huh? Not in a judgmental way, but a confused way as to, but I thought it was for people in need, people who were, whatever. And I think that what in need is defined differently by people. Again, we discussed it, previously about not everyone who has a child in private school, is rich or has money. There are a lot of people struggling. Right? There are a lot of people struggling just to give what they believe is their child the best academic opportunity. right? So I think even figuring out what's a universal need, you know what I'm saying? What's a universal need? How do we set that, Sherry? Do we say, okay, well, you know how they used to do it? I don't know what it is now, but they used to do this formula where this is the poverty line. So if your household makes less than $60,000, then you're under the poverty line or something like that. Is that the way to measure it? But again, audience, what's a social program that could be introduced to immediately help Bermudians? What are your thoughts? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, Jamal, because I think it's so ingrained in us,
Mhm.
in all of us. And I think as you got older, you're kind of like, I don't need that. Like, give it to somebody who does. But sometimes that doesn't, come across as well. But for me,
Mhm.
in the season that I'm in right now, it definitely has to do with elders, trying to navigate through. Assisting the elders through different processes with health, being able to have different facilities that can cater to their specific needs. Because it doesn't, to me, feel like there's much in between. You either got dementia or something really significant to there's nothing else for those people kind of in between.
Mhm.
So a program or something, or enough of them, because there are some, but I feel like there's not enough daycare centers or for seniors or centers to help them to continue to thrive. Not just sitting like it's like a baby, just not sitting in a chair or a pumpkin seat watching TV or those kind of things, but even for people who aren't too far into dementia or their illness or something, or that kind of higher level. So the season that I'm in right now is wanting more of that and just more and more help for our seniors.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. We've got Traveling Trotty. She said financial literacy workshops. Social program, financial literacy workshops.
I think that would do well for our teenagers, young adults, getting into that quite early. The teens and preteens that were young adults that we have nowadays, Jamal, are definitely not who we were. And entrepreneurship and just different things. The kids are into investments and they're into way more things than I know I was. So having those workshops to help facilitate those needs, and so that we are not in a charity deficit, would probably be, just wonderful to have. I wish I had it.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out. So let's use YouTube, for instance, right? I think that there's pretty much a video for everything on YouTube these days, from learning how to pop a pimple correctly, right? to learning how to edit, to doing your own makeup. You just name to starting a business. Just wondering, with financial literacy, is that something outside of school that should be the responsibility of a government in terms of a social program? I get why it's important. I'm just wondering if it's outside of the school. And I guess what you said just now, for young adults, I mean, people who didn't have that in school, it may be a great opportunity to kind of go back. So that's interesting. As far as the seniors, I think that's what you said, seniors, right, Ernie? Yeah. As far as seniors, if I'm not mistaken, Bermuda has an aging population. And as we've seen over the last 20 so years, we keep encountering problems in Bermuda that we just didn't seem prepared for.
Yeah.
I feel like we're heading that way with seniors. And it's something that we probably need to get a grasp on sooner rather than later. If I'm the government of the day, I need trained Bermudians to know how to care for elderly people over the next, 5 to 20 years. So that's how I would look at social programs, is really training people to, I quote this all the time. Dr. Steve Perry said it. We need to start preparing children for things that don't yet exist. And you have to have foresight for that, right? we should have been preparing children for AI and things like ChatGPT 10 years ago. But were we doing that? Well, some people were doing that with their children, but were we doing that? Are we doing that now in Bermuda's public education systems? Charles H. Jefferson II says, how to prepare for moving into that senior stage of life and how to deal with that.
All of that, Charles. I look back at my own grandparents, right? And back then, Jamal, you sent them to St. Brandon's, right? That's how far back we're going, who is now, Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute. You didn't have many places to assist your seniors. So we have moved forward over the years, but I think like we still have a ways to go. And as you said, because of that, we have seniors that are a lot younger that are going through these processes, and families that don't know where to go or how to assist the aging population. So definitely would like to have some places that you don't have to be on a waiting list like for a couple of years before you can get assistance. So if we can have more programs that could be part of that and assisting our seniors. And I like what Charles says, how to prepare for moving into that stage and how to deal with it. Not just the person, but also the family.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, you're almost there, you need to get your prep up.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm peeking in the window right now, Jamal. I don't like what I see. I ain't trying to go over there.
I'm doing what I can to keep you young. I'm doing what I can. All right. Manuela John says financial literacy may be needed more for parents/guardians to show them how to guide their children in being self-sufficient rather than always being on the receiving end. Financial literacy is important. And let me just say this, and I'm going to bring it back home with this. I don't share much what goes on in my chats with, my group chats, but I love my group chats because I can see how we've evolved over time. Like chats we have today versus even 18 months ago during the pandemic, prior to the pandemic, our thoughts and how we process stuff. But hear me out when I say this. About 2 years ago, we had this discussion on this show and spilled over into some group chats about generational wealth. And it really boggles the mind that I don't think we understand what that means. I think we do. We think that because we see these fancy social media posts that say, buy a house and, pass it on. And we kind of, it sounds nice. But I can probably throw out a percent, especially when it comes to Black people. Probably 2 or 3% of us understand generational wealth, and probably 0.5% actually do it right. Mm-hmm. Generational wealth is not buying a house or a condo, having some place to sleep. That's a liability. That argument 2 years ago in my group was a big disagreement. Today, everyone understands why it's a liability. Black people especially was sold this thing that it's the American dream. And if you understand the American dream is a nightmare for Black people. The American dream is based on indebting ourselves to who? You grow up, you go to college. What does college do for young people? Puts them in debt to in their 40s. After college, you get a job. A job, not entrepreneurship, not growth, professional growth on your own, but a job. Ain't nobody getting rich, and rich may not be the idea, but no one's really going to make a comfortable living just getting a job nowadays with the economy. It's unbalanced. After that, you get the job, then they say you buy a house or you start a family, whatever. Think about it. Starting a family today, the cost of it, and then buying the house. Folks, the American dream is I can't say that word. It's a damn lie. And it's not for us. What's for us is what we were taught to do. What's those club hands called? How we talk to one another? That's the African name, West African name for them, I believe. But that's how we were taught to do things. But we got away from it because we thought everything they were doing was for us and it was cool to do and it was universal. So I say that when it comes to financial literacy, we always did it right. We know what to do. everything became clouded when we tended to believe that everything they were doing was much cooler. So we stopped supporting even our own businesses, grocery stores, corner stores, because we wanted to go over there. That's why I challenge people to the point of generational wealth. We talked about it yesterday about school buildings and houses. Sherry, let's say you got a family member, they get married, they have 3 children, they got a house. Will or not, the house goes to the 3 children. The 3 children can't agree on that house. What happens to the house? Becomes derelict, loses value. Folks, we need to have an honest conversation about what generational wealth is. Because I tell you what, living in debt is no freedom at all.
None.
And I remember arguing with very rich white Bermudians from families that literally ran Bermuda, who told me wealth only lasts 3 generations. And I would argue, say, whatever. The difference between them and us that I saw when they would say that is your wealth may have lasted few generations, but you still have a head start. You still have something that we don't. But think about that. Just consider what I'm saying. We have got to start thinking differently when it comes to finances. We have to start thinking differently. Like we brag. I earn a house. That person rents. And that person who rents is probably going to have a better life than you. Because guess what? Guess what? As long as you're paying a mortgage, somebody owns you. Let's bring Maya Palacio in. I think I'm done with my rant for the morning. Great guest coming up after this. I'm really excited. Look, Bermudians doing beauty beyond Bermuda. Love it.
Love it.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, greetings, Maya. How are you?
I'm well. I'm doing good. How about you guys? Good to see you, Sherry, as always.
Nice to see you.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Maya
You
missed
too,
me.
Jamal.
Well, it's nice to see you tonight. My social programs, what would you say?
Okay, so I saw this thing on TikTok and I thought, man, that'd be really cool if we had it in Bermuda. And it was basically, I can't remember what country, I want to say it was somewhere in Scotland or something, but any pregnant woman would get like this huge box from government of just like new baby supplies. Yeah, and it was just like she was going through it, like had the clothes, the onesies, the like Pampers, everything you could think of. Like, it was huge. It was a huge box. It even had a little mattress in there for your, crib,
That's been
all of
around
that.
for years, Maya. It's been around for
Yeah,
years.
see, and I didn't know that places like had that. I was like, I wonder how impactful that would be in
What
Bermuda
country
to have.
was this?
Do you remember the country? Because I feel like it was Scotland. I remember the accent.
I think I know from Denmark, and because I know my cousin is over there. But I've heard about this like prior to internet and the entrepreneurship stuff kicking on. So about 10 plus years ago, I heard of that. But yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so pregnancy services, I guess, would be. I mean, we need people to have babies right now in Bermuda anyway, and I think like having that additional like help and startup would be nice.
I actually love that idea because, as I just said, part of that streamline to the American dream was having children, like putting people into the economy. People cannot afford. They look at it like, I just can't afford to have a family, right? So no, that's interesting. Yeah, I like that. Let's make sure that our government in Bermuda knows that that's an option.
Yeah. It was really cool. I really admired that, what they're doing. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. This is today our news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Starting off the news this morning, not very good news at all, but here it is early on around 10 a.m. this morning, Wednesday, September the 13th. Police responded to reports of gunshots in the area of Tribe Road, number 5, just off Old Road in Paget. Upon arrival, officers confirmed that one person, a 33-year-old male, had sustained gunshot wounds and was transported to hospital via a private vehicle. The extent of his injuries are currently unknown at this time. However, he was conscious and breathing. As investigation to this matter commence, and anyone who may have any information is asked to contact Detective Sergeant and Nika Donawa on 717-2250. Again, that's 717-2250. You can also call the Independent Crime Stoppers number 800-8477.
No, I saw it when I woke up. I saw the police press release thing, and I wasn't gonna read it all because I just thought that they reported gunshots and found like that a shooting had taken place, and I kept reading and then saw someone was hit. I don't know why, but I almost feel like there's this excitement, and it shouldn't be when we don't have to report this news. Like, it's been so long. I'm glad like we're finally in a place, and then so I just stopped saying it. So I don't have words. Like I just don't know. I don't. It's we have a problem, and just because, and I hate to make this comparison, just because we're not having a flare up, right, doesn't mean that it's going away. Yeah. We have a problem, and we need to stop acting like because it's quiet right now that it no longer exists.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Now, in other news, shortly with the police as well, but shortly before 8 p.m. on Monday, this happened on Monday, police officers were on mobile patrol duty in the area of Glebe Road, Pembroke, when they observed a motorcycle with a defective rear light turn onto St. Monica Road. Upon noticing the officers, the bike rider sped off and attempted to elude the police. Officers pursued the vehicle, and the suspect, a 19-year-old male, eventually abandoned his bid to escape as he approached Penhurst Park on the North Shore Road in Smith Parish. The suspect was arrested for failing to stop for police and dangerous driving, and subsequent checks of the motorcycle revealed it did it with a false license plate, and it had been reported stolen in August this year.
I'm not being funny when I say this. Honestly, I'm not. But I would like to know the percentage of people who try to get away from the police in 2023 and actually are able to do it. I'm just trying to figure something out, because it's probably not a good idea to give chase these days. It's probably not worth it.
I'm going to write that down.
What? The percentage?
Yeah.
Serious, folks. Maya likes information. So if there's a question, I want to know the answer, even if it's just for her. But thanks, Maya. Let's see what there is.
Let's see what happens. See what I get back. In other news, in response to Hurricane Lee, so Hurricane Lee is still approaching and is considered a threat to Bermuda, and the island has been placed now under a tropical storm watch. At this time, the onset of tropical storm force winds in our marine areas is expected around 10 a.m. tomorrow, Thursday, so it should hit our waters around that time. And then within the island, it should hit us around noontime within the island, mainly on the west side of the island. Currently, it is a Category 3 hurricane located more than 400 nautical miles to the south of Bermuda, and the Lee's closest point of approach, though, in Bermuda would be on Friday at 2 a.m. Friday at 2 a.m. would be the closest point of approach, but we should start feeling something tomorrow around noontime on island, mainly in the west end.
Sherry, you guys don't have to deal with hurricanes in Georgia, like your area, right?
No.
Yeah. No, see, in South Florida, are quite like, or it's like living in Bermuda, right? And I want to say this without kind of being too disrespectful, but it might be anyway. That's just who I am. But there was this little debate on Twitter yesterday with Bermudians, because someone must have been like, "Come on, Lee, strengthen, and want the hurricane to come," and so on. And I think we're in a space where maybe it's an older group of people who are just like, why would you wish for something like that at this point? Like, you must not earn land or something. I don't earn no land, but I just know that when it comes to Mother Nature, we shouldn't play with it.
Yeah.
If you have a few days off from the job that you hate, just leave. It's not about having lights off and being inconvenienced. Mother Nature is an unpredictable thing that we just don't know. Just because Bermuda has been blessed with infrastructure doesn't mean that we should be so arrogant.
Lights off and inconvenience, Jamal. Let's talk about windows blowing out, slate coming off, just, all of those things that we didn't financially prepare for either.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that part.
Yep. Yep.
100%. My mama just got new windows on her house and all these hurricanes are happening. I'm just like, I mean, it's hurricane season, but dang, like, just like praying for her windows, like you just bought them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, in more news, guys, this one's coming from the city of Hamilton, but the city of Hamilton apparently has installed 54 new streetlights, supporting the goals to establish in the city's strategic plan, namely to ensure the city of Hamilton is a safer and healthier city. They say that streetlights does more than just illuminate our roads and the public spaces so that we can see where we're going when the sun goes down, explained the city operator manager Alan Sumner. Well-designed city lights plays a key role in enhancing the lives of those who live and work there, offering aesthetics, economic, and social benefits. For example, well-designed lighting reduces crime. A brightly lit park or pathway deters criminals and boosts the confidence of pedestrians, thus encouraging people to frequent a city's businesses and restaurants, boosting economic activities in the area. They also went on to say that another change within the city has made there's been a switch over in the last several years, from the high pressure sodium bulbs to LED light bulbs, the new incoming for the city.
Never heard LED so much in the last year or so.
Doesn't it just sound like something trendy that everyone's just like, yeah.
You get a bulb. You get a bulb.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry.
No, you're right. I was thinking it. Thank you.
Before I hit us with the sports news, so I talked about a little bit earlier this week, I believe, when I asked people media mile on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to spend the rest of your life in Bermuda? Well, I made the graphic of about 60 people that responded. And here's the graphic here so you can see exactly what people said on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and unlikely that I'll say, and 10 being the highest. So we got 10 and 1 are neck and neck. They're both the same at 8. So 8 people on each said 1, I'll be here forever, and 10, 10, I'll be here forever, sorry, and 1 being like, no way, I will be here forever. And then 7 was the highest, though, there at about 9 people who voted for 7. So it's looking like the majority is likely, even though you could almost say it's still kind of 50-50 at this point about where people would rather be, or going.
Okay, interesting. I'd like to know the demographics of those people, but yeah.
That's true. And some people that did say 10 was literally just the purpose that they don't like, I can't leave, it's too expensive to even leave. So that was the reason why some people did say 10 as well in the explanations.
Okay. How's sports looking? What we doing? Did Bermuda win?
Yeah, the game, the football game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no, Bermuda did not win. The score was so close. 4-3. So I know.
I thought we were up 2-0 or something, or maybe I was watching the wrong game or something.
You may have been watching the right game, because at halftime, though, we were down 3-1. 3-1 at halftime. This was the game against, St. Vincent, and it was just like, it was a hard match. It's a hard match. I'm just looking at the scores right here. The fact that who scored for Bermuda was Jai Bean, Remy Cuddington, and John Simmons. They were the 3 who scored for Bermuda. But I can already feel like the upset. You make those goals and
they caught us off guard.
Yeah, the unfortunate loss.
What else you got for us, man?
Just the weather for you guys. So it's looking like some sunny periods with a few showers around. A high of 86. Still some moderate to strong winds actually going eastern southerly right now, but you should be expecting those mainly in the west end as Hurricane approaches.
All right, Cooley Wheelie. What you got for days of the year, Sharon?
Cooley really took me out. Sorry. We have today is Positive Thinking Day, and this day is celebrated to highlight the rewards of positive thinking. Positive thinking is all about positive thoughts. It's easy to be pessimistic and cynical about things, which is not entirely bad because it prepares you for the worst. However, too much negativity can have an adverse impact on your emotional well-being. Research says that you prolong your life with happiness and optimism. So on Positive Thinking Day and other days too, train yourself to see the bright side in every situation and keep a positive attitude always.
Yeah. Or you can just eliminate the negative Manchester United out of your life and be positive.
Oh my gosh, Jamal, listen, positive. You guys erase what he just said. Positive thinking.
Yeah, that's
nothing
positive.
to do with sports.
Well, that's what brings me down. Maya, thank you so much for putting my folks. Don't go anywhere. We've got Gina Spence coming up. House of Isis. There's a story here. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Else.
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
All righty, let me bring Sherry back in. She went missing on us just now. All right, welcome back to the big show, folks. That's you good, Sherry? All right, welcome back to the big show. Sherry Wonderful. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lenders, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to improve our community. All right, without further ado, let's give a warm TDH welcome to our very special guest today, House of Isis founder, one half, Gina Spence. Give her a warm TDH welcome, Sherry. Calm down. Greetings, madam. How are you?
Oh, greetings to you, my fellow Bermudians. Thank you so much for having me this morning. This is like so awesome, guys.
Well,
I'm excited.
What a journey.
I was actually, again, part of my reading, as I mentioned earlier, just finding, we're in the same area. I mean, Sherry's in Georgia, so she ain't really part of it. She, south
of the border. All right.
No, it's a pleasure to be close. And my hope before we get into the conversation is maybe try to link up and connect with you in person and really see how, maybe I know some people that, could help with your product, and you know some people.
You might know some people. We might know some people. Hey.
That's how we have to do it out on these streets now. But look, just for those who don't know, just tell people a bit about yourself, your background, and who is Gina Spence?
Okay, good morning, Sharon. Too.
Good morning.
Well, I am absolutely so excited to be here, and my name is Gina Spence. I'm the founder of House of Isis. Now, at House of Isis, what we did was we took all of the toxic chemicals out of hair products. Why did we do this? Because honestly, guys, hair products that were actually marketed for Black women that look like me and you are so full of toxic ingredients. I had to do something different. And so taking beauty beyond Bermuda has afforded me to absolutely do this. And in such a way that all of our products now are completely devoid of any of the harmful toxic chemicals that seem to be in all of the Black hair care across the board.
So you were originally, just a bit about you though, but were you were a stylist before, like you were into?
Yes. Well, in Bermuda, the Spence name is synonymous with hair care. That's what we do. And I'm Gina Spence. So back in Bermuda, we had Spence Hair Designs, a salon that I had with my family members. And it was such an amazing thing to do. And then moving along in that scope, hair has always been my life. So that means people are my life and making them happy, and hair definitely makes you happy.
Well,
you know,
within that, as you said, hair care and you already being part of a family business, but what was the inspiration for starting your business, the House of Isis?
Okay, so all right, I'll do this because in America, I set up a salon. I started cosmetology and I started the whole thing again. This is what I do. But to my dismay, I discovered that so many of the hair care that I had access to, especially the hair care for Black women, again, it had all these toxic chemicals in it. Stuff like simethicone, dimethicone, things like parabens, which actually have the ability to change your hormones and give you a host of other horrible illnesses. My inspiration came from the love of my people. Okay. And I could not understand why we had to have harmful chemicals in our hair care products. It was beyond me.
Yeah.
I moved to a space where I was no longer wanting to be involved or part of any of it.
And with saying that, why is that important for us to use vegan hair and skin products? Like you said, especially for Black people.
Okay, well, what I learned as a licensed cosmetologist is this. The importance of using vegan hair and skin products is this. Your skin is your biggest muscle. It is your biggest organ, and it intakes everything that you put onto it. So if you're using a product with something like parabens in it and it's seeping into your pores and going into your bloodstream, it is in turn destroying your endocrine system along the way and disrupting your hormones. So it is very important for us to understand that conditions that come from this type of disruption within our system leads to things like fibroids, early hysterectomies. If you're a Black woman and you get a hysterectomy, your generations are stopped. I heard you talk about generational wealth earlier. Well, Miss Gina's really into something called generational health. Understanding what you're doing when you put a relaxer on your scalp and what it becomes when it goes into your bloodstream. It becomes horrible and disruptive to your system.
I love that.
Amount of women that's had breast cancer. It's such a common thing with Black women. Fibroids. How do I know about all this stuff? Because I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I was behind the chair listening to what was going on. I went to America. I got new customers. I'm listening. They're sitting in my chair telling me the same woes. I'm like, why is everybody, from diabetes, that's even something that's caused by disrupted hormones. How is everyone's hormones getting disrupted? The commonality I found, Sherry, was that we were all using the same hair care. All of it.
And I love what you said. Generational health.
But Sherry, I want to say something, and I hope this is not inappropriate. But Sherry often says when Gene Dean comes on, he has the most beautiful skin. And I just want to say, you have the most beautiful skin I have seen. No offense to anyone else. So it's not literally you're.
Thank you, Jamal. Thank you.
You're walking the talk.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna let you
know. Thank you so much. I stand in my brand. Yeah. I stand in my brand completely. And I'm gonna tell you something about what hair products. You remember back in the day, once you got your hair done, Sherry, you couldn't wear a bang because what would happen? Your face would break out.
Break out, yes.
That always baffled me, even as a young child in my dad's salon, when I would see him heal people with plant-based teas he would steep from the backyard. And he would say, Gina, you know what? That came from something they were trying to make themselves look different. Self-hate amongst Black people is such a serious thing that has caused us to want to alter our appearances to look different. And then the chemicals we were using was actually killing us slowly.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's the generational health. I think I'm just going to have that in my
Thank
mind
you.
because I love what Jamal had to say earlier, but
Yes.
we definitely don't teach that at all. But
No.
vegan and natural hair products, if there's any woman in this audience, they know it could be a hit or miss depending on your desired look, right? So
Yes.
what does the House of Isis consider making when making products for natural hair? Because I have a slew.
Well, you know something? Being a licensed cosmetologist has really afforded me to understand this one commonality amongst everyone of color. We have more than one texture of hair on our heads. And I'm sure, Sherry, you could attest to that. Being a licensed cosmetologist, I got to use my products on real people. Most of the products you see on the shelf that you're buying and taking in were made by scientists who never use these products ever. Okay, and don't really care about what happens to you when you use them. They're just trying to sell you stuff. So House of Isis is so different and unique. Our formulation comes from a licensed cosmetologist, was tested in a salon, and then if you check out the reviews at houseofisis.co, you're going to see not just people that look like me with my hair texture, but people with other types of hair textures. Because as a Black woman, that's one thing I understand. Is
Yeah.
different hair types and textures amongst us.
There's loads, Jamal.
I just want to take it back on a few things because I'm sitting here, I'm taking note because you're giving me a lot of memes to create, right? No, good memes. Memes ain't a bad thing. But I'm still stuck on generational health because, like generational wealth, I think we've been a bit bad bag of goods, right?
Yeah.
And with generational health, this needs to become the theme in our community. This needs to be, I'm tired of hearing about, it's hereditary. Is it? Is it?
No, it's not.
It's hereditary because of what she just said. Yes. We are using the same things. We don't read ingredients. We don't even, where was I the other day? And someone was saying, people don't even understand calorie count. We see something, no, it's only 30 calories, but how many servings?
Serving.
She's using words today, which, me sharing me in dictionaries right here, if I can go back and watch the show and try to figure out how to spell them. But I say that in all seriousness is we're conditioned to do what people have been doing. We're not conditioned to change our behaviors and do things differently because what's been done all this time is so easy. So how do we, I'm sorry to jump here, but how do we change the cultural mindset when it comes to this stuff?
Yeah.
That's the question. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Oh, but yeah, how do we change that? How do we change that? But Miss Gina, the beauty industry is booming and always has been doing so. How is it that you're able to find your niche in such a competitive space?
Well, I think the key to making us really stand out in a competitive space is through duplication of our products and making sure that the customer can count on the quality, the integrity, and the standard of our products each and every time they purchase. It's real serious for me because as a Black manufacturer, all too many times you start buying something from us, we start watering stuff down. I keep my stuff true. My catalog contains all of these recipes under one umbrella. And my endeavor is to give you a true product every single time.
Wow.
It's very important to me.
She used another couple of words, Jamal, Black manufacturer.
Yes.
How many times did we hear that? Write
Yes.
that down, Jamal. So I see that your daughter is in the audience, and she is part of House of Isis, and she is beautiful. Saw your viral video go through where she helped you see your parents and stuff. That was a beautiful moment. As a mother and daughter run company, how do you find the balance in your roles working together? Because my mama, mama me. Don't do that. How do you guys find that balance?
Well, I honestly, one thing I have to say, it's in the blood. It's definitely runs really because I work with my dad. When my daughter graduated from Spelman College in 2020 during the pandemic, we, actually decided then and there, Jamal talked about debt and debt awareness, financial awareness. My daughter graduated debt free and decided to come on my team, entrepreneurship. So for a mom, the amount of love and pride and blessings that I feel to have my daughter on board. I mean, honestly, in just 2 years, she managed to retire her mom from hairstyling, grew our audience to over 6,000 customers. We're in 13 different countries. So for me to work with my daughter, honestly, it is rewarding and amazing. Really, it
And
is.
I'm glad that you said that because, like you said, your products are being sold in 13, 15 countries and you have over 6,000 customers. How
Yes.
have you been able to reach this target audience?
Well, through all the utilization of social media platforms. That has been the biggest optimizer of our vehicle, and it's really moving. And also becoming a target forward founder. The more things you have to the credibility of your company, the more people actually believe in your product. And so our credibility continues to grow, as we become part of things like Target Forward Founders. And then we were part of the Lightship Capital Forum. That was very exciting. And so us reaching our audience, I really have to owe a lot of that to my daughter and her ability to utilize social media and all of its platforms.
Indeed.
I love the balance.
Folks, any questions or comments, please send them through. We'll get through as many as possible. Francine Paris says, yes, I totally need this in my life. I felt frustrated this week. Natural products we need. Thank you, House of Ices. Looking forward to stopping by the store. Anthony Pete says, amazing energy from your presenter, changing mindsets with real world testimonial. Spence family, a great one. I remember, so I didn't go to Spence Her Designs, but a couple of times I went to Uncle Ricky, right? Because it was close to where I live, right? But the Spence family was probably, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the most influential in Black beauty in Bermuda around town. Like where we lived, I'm from town. So it's amazing to see, like, folks who don't know, like young people may not know, like we're, Spence Her Designs then. And then, if you don't mind me saying this, Carvin, who was probably the most popular barber, he has his mobile thing in the UK, and you have this. This is what I was speaking about earlier. When we talk about generational wealth, this is the story I'm talking about. It doesn't mean you're going to be Bill Gates or what's that guy, Steve Jobs, and these people. It simply means that you're creating a way for you and your family that's going to exist beyond your existence. It doesn't mean you're going to have something today and it's going to last beyond that, but something will carry on. So I'm giving my flowers to the Spence family right now.
Yeah.
God bless.
Done in that industry. And I remember seeing People's Pharmacy, I think, was the first to carry it in Bermuda. And obviously that's one of our sponsors. And I saw that and I said, man, Shanta, we've got to get them on because people, they're at People's. And that's when I started reading the story. So congratulations to you on behalf of everyone here. And I know Sherry, jump in because I'll keep going.
No, I was going to say on top of course, I lost my train of thought that quick, Jamal. But I was going to even say, like, my dad still goes to Ricky. And then I was going to say also, when you talk about generational wealth, you pass this now on to your daughter.
Yes.
Yes. And then she comes with another set of skills when you add in social media to what it is that you're doing. So you're still mixing and getting another aspect of it. So it's definitely just a wonderful thing to see, wonderful thing to see. And social media, the power of it.
Ooh, indeed.
Mercy. They went viral, Jamal. They went viral.
Let me ask you this: what advice would you give to people who they haven't gone natural, like they're for them relaxing? Because I've only learned recently that many people relax just because it's easier to get up and go and so on. But what advice would you give someone in terms of, like, you know what, this is why it's important to take this journey to really try to change that mindset, that cultural mindset?
Okay. Well, one of the things I would definitely say to you is, going natural can be a challenge, but if you have the right products, it's going to be so much easier. Most products are so full of detergents, they shrink your hair. The shampoos at House of Ices will not do this. Shrinkage is a big problem. Another thing I find with loose naturals, we have products for the loose naturals as well. You saw that funny video that I did the other day. If you're having trouble, I'm also a hair coach and I can be reached via Zoom. So there are a lot of different ways. When you're going natural, you're also protecting your health. Okay, you're not dumping any more of those toxins into your bloodstream. And from a licensed cosmetologist point of view, from a hairdresser point of view, after a while of using all those chemicals on your beautiful hair, it really starts to thin it out, especially as you continue to age and you continue to do these things. So if you want good hair and you want good health, my advice to you as a stylist is to please just let it grow and let it be natural. And then, of course, use House of Ices products. It'll make it so much more manageable for you.
I got to place an order, Jamal. I got to place an order. I know you're not got much going on up there, but you could probably do something for the scalp, Jamal.
But he's got a beard. And our fire oil, you got to check the review for that fire oil and that beard. Now we still got you, Jamal. We got you.
Consider me a customer. Sherry thinks I probably put Just for Men in it, even though I just learned what that is. But no, I'm gonna check that out. We'll check that out.
The fire oil actually is not. None of our products, by the way, contain fragrance, because fragrance is also one of the major hormone disruptors as well. Okay, we only use essential oils. And Jamal was speaking of all the positive energy. I heard the affirmations by the beautiful Miss Sherry. And if I might just say this real quickly, all of our products help with mental health energy by the way of being scented with essential oils.
Send me a case, Miss Spence. I need a case.
So let me ask you on that, because you're saying so. For instance, Nana Pam, who's always in the audience, she between her and the what was the bookstore called in town? They had like the oils, but she brought me back some from Egypt, and that's what I use now instead of using cologne and so on. So, are you saying that we should be using oils instead of like these colognes and perfumes and stuff?
There you have it. Thank you. And honestly, like as soon as I explain it, people get it right away. You just got it right away. The light comes on right away. Because quite honestly, when you think about things like frankincense, you think about things like myrrh, you think about chamomile. We can drink chamomile tea. Chamomile oil, essential oil, is so beneficial. It even has the ability to clear up certain pathogenic bacteria from our scalp and skin. So why would you have to use things that go against you? Why not use things that actually celebrate your body, skin, and embrace your mind and soul?
Because it's the norm, and these traditionally we just don't go against what's been the norm. This is why conversations like this are of so much importance. We need to have them. We need to have them more often.
Absolutely.
I just think everything makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And Rashida Godwin says,
has to make sense.
House of Ices is by definition Black excellence, generational wealth, and generational health. All the best to you and your daughter. And more from the audience. Manuela John, I recall when I went to Gina's salon and she was in Bermuda. She prepared specifically for hair. Look at that.
Hi, Manuela. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I love you. Karen Simmons, amazing presenter, Miss Gina Spence. I love that you are a hair coach. We'll be getting my products, House of Ices. Don't worry, our audience, they love supporting guests on the show. Charles H. Jefferson II.
Yes.
So Charles, I don't know. I take this personal because you have hair on the top of the head. Right?
Well, of course we cater to the men. Honestly, men now make up, I would say, about maybe 52% of our customers. Is kind of getting swayed because quite honestly, the females were buying, Black women, we will buy products to no end. And then what's happening a lot of times, men come in, oh, that smells so good, and start using it. Then you look, we have male customers. And of course, male customers have locks and loose natural hair as well. So of course, our products at House of Isis are not just gender friendly, but they are age friendly as well. Very important to us.
Love it. Ebony Souza says, grew my edges back after too much tension from buns.
Oh, bless.
Of Isis product.
Thank you, Ebony. Yes. You know, honestly, so edges are such a stress level for females because we put so much. Honestly, I'm going to tell you something. Black hair is allergic to tension. Okay. Let's just, we have tension allergy. Okay.
Exactly. And Jamal, you got to be careful of the edges. Yeah.
So I was just
I mean, she is rocking her edges. You see, I got all my edges.
Edges are like what we would call, guys, the hairline, like right here, right?
Yes. Yeah. And you know when your barber takes it back too far, you don't like that.
Yeah, it's getting help these days. But no, how can just, I mean, again, you guys have one of the most entertaining Instagram pages. We need to know, where can people purchase your products? How can they get in touch with you? All of that right now.
Well, first of all, I want to thank one of our sponsors, which is People's Pharmacy. People's Pharmacy has House of Isis products right on shelf right now, ready for you to purchase. And we are so grateful because they have given Bermuda another option, a better option of clean beauty products. So alongside with it being in People's Pharmacy in Bermuda, it's also retailed out of 2 beauty supply stores in West Palm Beach, Florida. There is Beauty Supply 2 and there is Beauty Supply 3. So if you're out in Boynton, if you're out you land in Miami, hit me up. Ms. Gina will send you the map and you can get to these places. They are right in West Palm Beach, Florida. And also, like I mentioned first, at People's Pharmacy in Hamilton, Bermuda. And we are so excited to be a part of the family.
I'm giddy. I don't know why I'm giddy like this, but
and online, right? On your website, right? I could go on your website, right?
Yes. And also our site is, you can go to houseofisis.co. It's .co, not .com.
Okay.
.co. We're international. Okay. You go on our site, you check us out. We're also on all of the social media platforms as House of Isis Co. So you can check out the link in our bios, House of Isis Co. on Instagram, TikTok. We're on all social media platforms. You can like and subscribe our YouTube channel as well. And I like to give helpful tips on hair because Ms. Gina truly believes that if you have hair, it is good. There is no such thing as good hair. Look, listen, you got some hair, it's all good. Ms. Gina's going to give you a plan. I'm big on daily maintenance as well as weekly regimens. So that's something that we really need. There are so many myths when it comes to black hair. One of the biggest myths that I will dispel is that black hair don't grow. I'll grow your hair for you. We got the products for that. We got you.
Love it.
We got the education. We got the knowledge.
I love it. I love it. This has been one of my favorite conversations.
Thank you, Jordan.
We'll be doing it again, but thank you so much. Props to your daughter and yourself. There's so many takeaways from this conversation, not just entrepreneurship, but beauty, health. Health is wealth, and generational health will be something that I think we will be definitely pushing to our audience over and over and over. So thank you for this. And let's please keep in touch. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help on our end. And please give your daughter a big hug from her DDH family and tell her, keep pushing mommy. Talk soon.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for having me. Honestly, I wish I said, Isis, I need you there to hold my hand. She says, Mommy, you got this. I could not do this without my daughter.
I can tell. You look at the social media, folks. It's literally a 1-2. So awesome. And definitely, you know what? I think we should probably have her on now sometime soon to speak about her experience working with her mama. What do you think, Sherry?
I think so.
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you so much, Gina.
Part 2 coming soon.
Yes.
Thank you for having me, guys. Have a wonderful day.
You as well.
You as well.
All right, folks, if you appreciated that conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like, You all know I'm giddy about this. I love conversations like that. The energy, the empowerment. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, come back, wrap it up. Sherry's here, so if you get the answer before her, you do get a prize. All right. You're probably getting a prize. Don't go anywhere.
Whatever, Jamal.
Hi, welcome to ER Fisheries. I'm Jalen Steed, store manager and trained chef, and I'm here to help you with all of your food needs. Let's talk about why you should come and check out ER Fisheries. We offer the widest range of specialty meats and seafood items at a price point that will absolutely fit your budget. As a chef, I'm able to answer all of your food questions, help you come up with meal ideas, and generally guide you in the right direction. You'll get a custom shopping experience unlike any other food store in Bermuda, where we'll cater to your needs and provide you with excellent customer service. Where else can you get quality cooking advice and quality products? I look forward to helping you with all your meal ideas.
Welcome back to the big show. Thanks again for, here it is. Thanks again to Gina Spence from House of Isis for joining us today. And folks, again, if you appreciate that conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share it with your friends, your colleagues, your WhatsApp chat groups. There was a lot of inspiration and motivation in that conversation. And that's what our community needs, not just today, but in all times. We need that. We need consistent, constant empowerment. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can have these kind of conversations on a daily basis with all of you. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Sherry, are you ready?
I am.
All right. So I was looking for the card, so obviously I don't know what the question is. So let's see, folks. Oh, okay. Let me get the music ready. I think this artist is from Atlanta. Here we go. It's music. Where did Bobby Valentino see her walking?
Oh, down the street? I can't remember. Bobby Valentino. I can't remember this song, Jamal. I could see him, his little short self. The Boulevard?
I see her walking down on Melrose. Yeah, that was a difficult one. I just pulled it out, folks. So, yeah, no one gets today. Yeah.
Yeah.
The song was Slow Down. I just want to get to know you, right?
Yeah. Slow down. I just want to get to know you. Now I can hear it.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. Conversation about social programs. Then conversation with Gina Spence, House of Isis. Final thoughts.
Yeah, social programs, we definitely need those so that we're not scrambling towards the end. The social program, like I said, in the season that I'm in, is definitely one that has to do with seniors, elders, and so forth. And like Charles Jeffers II said, we need to learn about it, to have something to learn about now and be able to help through it. So that would be my vote. As far as Miss Gina Spence, House of Isis, listen, Jamal, you know how excited I got when I found out she was going to be on Wednesday. I had just found them on Instagram. Of course, generational health is my biggest takeaway from that conversation. And just in regards to natural products and natural hair products and how they, how we need to incorporate that with our well-being, and just her inspiration and motivation, working with her daughter, like it was loads of jams in that. So I just appreciate the conversation with her, and I will be going on her website to purchase.
Jamal, I heard you talking about generational wealth. I think we need to be focused on generational health. Yeah, that's a big one. I think with the conversation about social programs, I think it kind of tied into that. And I'll just say one thing: the social program we need is to understand that, as I stated earlier, a lot of programs aren't needed if we're living in a fair and just society. Think about what she said that stuck with you about manufacturers, It was an article some years ago, Sherry, that was shared around about a lot of the black products. After there's products they weren't made or tested for us, right? They were named for us, but they weren't made by us. So I'm really excited for that conversation. And I really hope the takeaway for the audience today is, I know I'm a guy, and I don't have a lot of hair to get in the hair conversation that you're thinking, but I do care and love people who do have hair. And I just want you to realize what she said. Everything we put into our bodies, we think about food diet. Do we think about lotions and soaps and stuff like that? Dr. Krika Weldon's doing a lot of research. A lot of the medications that we take, are they really for us? We are different.
Yeah.
Let's just consider all of this as we move forward and live the lives that we're comfortable with. Sherry, you've got some daily inspiration for us?
Yeah, the daily inspiration is being brought to you by ER Fisheries and Foods. Resist being too busy dealing with the urgent that you neglect the important. Now, when I read this, Jamel, it said inspired by the Honorable Paula Cox, but I'm not sure if it's necessary she is the author, but it said inspired by that. So,
all right, I like that one. All right, folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.